I'm Veronica Vance. Coming up, we enjoy burgers, beer, and baseball in Macomb County. Join the fun of the Motor City Bike and Brew Tour, and then we take a cruise down memory lane at Greenfield Village's Motor Muster, so stay tuned.
Production funding for this program was made possible by the Detroit Metro Convention and Visitors Bureau, driving tourism growth in Metro Detroit since 1896. More information is available at visitdetroit.com.
Hey, today we've got a special treat for you, burgers, beer, and baseball. But where do you start? Well, we've got the perfect suggestion for you. It's Ackett's Burgers right in Macomb on Hall Road. They've won awards for their big, juicy burger. So let's go inside and take a bite. Most places like this, the decor is just for looks, but not here. Kids can come sit on a bike.
We have all natural hamburgers. We bake our own buns every day. We make everything in-house, everything's fresh and the finest ingredients. We don't use frozen patties, it's all fresh meat.
How big is this burger?
Well, we have anything from like 1/8 of a pound up to 1/2 a pound. We have 4 different sizes. A mini burger, which is on a small steam bun, and then we have a small, a medium, and a large burger. The Ackett's Supreme is our biggest burger. That has an extra bun in the middle, extra cheese, extra meat.
Extra.
That's the one you're going to try?
Am I going to try it at? The Supreme burger, so she's starting with 4 patties here. Seasoning them.
Lightly seasoned. Then she's going to put her bun on the grill. You get a whole bun and then a middle bun. So there's an extra bun in the middle. Secret sauce, lettuce, onion, pickle. All the other burgers you can put whatever you want on them. Do you want jalapenos on yours?
Can I get jalapenos on the Supreme? I want jalapenos on the Supreme, of course.
She hands it over to the expo.
Okay.
And he's going to put the toppings on it. He's going to make you a ranch fry. It's a fresh ranch seasoning that we mix up.
Yeah?
Parmesan cheese on top and melted butter drizzle on it.
Oh my gosh, that sounds simply delicious.
We were voted Tasty Tuesday's favorite hamburger of the year for 2015.
Oh my goodness. Am I going to get my mouth around this? It's huge. Oh my goodness, look how big that is. You ready? Oh.
You'll be back tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. That's a little slice of heaven. Oh, that's a good burger.
Thank you. They're messy.
Like one perfect bite. The crunch of the pickle, the onions, that secret sauce on there. It's cooked just perfectly. The cheese on it, it's delicious.
It's creamy, isn't it?
It is.
And a little crunchy with that
creamy,
bun.
yeah. So you got the creamy and the crunchy in one bite. That savoriness of it, it's delicious. I'm gonna have another bite. And these are seasoned with, again, ranch.
Ranch seasoning and Parmesan cheese with melted butter drizzled on it.
It's good. You could be a love it. So good.
We use the top quality premium ice cream mix. You can tell the difference. We use Saunders chocolate.
Oh, that's delicious. Well, Roseanne, I want to thank you because this is one of the best burgers I've had. And now we're going to wash this burger down with some microbrews right around the corner.
All right, sounds good.
In the world of craft brews, Michigan is the place to be in the country. We have so many microbrews here that are winning awards after awards, and especially in Macomb County with places like the Baffin Brewing Company and Brown Iron Brew House, Coonan Brewing, Sherwood Brewing Company, and Brooks Brewing Company, just to name a few. And where I'm at today at the Dragonmead Brewery and Pub in Warren. Well, so Larry, I love the medieval theme in here. Tell me about Dragonmead.
Well, Dragonmead's been around a long time. We started in 1997. Our objective when we started was to make every single beer sub-style made in the world. So we're getting ready to expand and add another 50 taps. And there are 2 more in the back that are meads.
Well, can I go take a look in the back at the brewery?
Absolutely.
Because you do tours in the back too,
Oh, we
don't
do
you?
them all the time,
Yeah.
and we'll take you on tour and see how you like it.
Great.
This is a beer in fermentation. You can see on the top this froth that's going across.
Yeah.
This is yeast that's fermenting, and an ale is bubbling up to the top. So that's what a beer looks like as it's fermenting. Something you definitely want to drink before you go and get, well, let's say, a hamburger or maybe go watch a baseball game.
You got it. So you've picked out some for me. What do we have here?
This one is Sin Eater.
Sin Eater.
All of the beers coming out of Belgium typically have a religious theme because they were all made by Trappist monks. So that's what we do.
That's what we do. So
Sin Eater, yes.
Okay. So what?
Sin Eater will have unusual flavors to it. It tastes caramely as you go through. Totally different than what you would expect.
It's not as heavy. I was expecting it to be heavy, but it's actually quite light.
It's actually quite light. Part of the reason is it's 11% alcohol, which makes it very light. Totally different. The next one, we're talking about Castle Bright Apricot.
So,
Apricot ale is, Castle Bright actually means the variety of
it
apricot.
smells apricot-y. Oh.
Totally different, but it's not overwhelming when you taste it. But you have that aroma and sort of that flavor that goes with it.
I think that's one of my favorite beers I've ever had. That is so good.
The next one in line is Final Absolution Belgian Style Triple. When you first smell it, give it a sense. There's sort of like a banana, maybe a clove sense that's with it.
Yeah, I'm getting the clove.
And then when you taste it, it's got a very sort of sweet and then dry flavor that hits.
Probably your most popular beer.
By far our most singular popular beer. Now the last one is Under the Kilt, a Wee Heavy. At one point we called
Under
it...
the Kilt, a Wee Heavy? Okay.
Yes. It too came in third in the World Beer Cup in 2004 for a strong Scottish ale.
Scottish ale.
And when you smell and taste that, totally different. No yeast-borne flavors. People who like very light colored beers actually generally like something like that. And people who say they hate beer generally like Final Absolution or Sin Eater.
Okay.
They've just never had a beer with those kind of flavors. We have two different meads here. Mead, again, is just anything made with honey. In this case, we also have a fruit added to these two. The one on the left is a strawberry mead. And then when you take a little taste, it really comes through, but you notice that other part of it coming through. That's the honey part of the mead.
Oh, when I lick my lips, it's so good.
So this next one is a blueberry mead. Again, take a sniff at that.
Oh, I can smell the blueberries, yeah.
And totally different than strawberry, even though they should be identical almost. But the blueberry has a totally different
It's a lot
flavor
sweeter,
going
yeah.
through.
Just the fruit flavoring is
It is.
different. It's really good. Well, I want to say cheers and thank you, Larry, for introducing me to mead and some of the best beers around town. And now we're off to the ballpark. And now how about for the baseball part of Beer, Burgers, and Baseball, the Jimmy John Field in Utica.
It's a brand new ballpark, a brand new league here in Utica, Michigan. So first year, 3 teams. Next year we'll be up to 4 to 6 teams, and we hope to get to 20 teams by the year 2024. More of a mid-May to mid-September schedule.
Okay.
But on top of that, we only play during the weekends, so it's more of a Thursday to Sunday schedule. So not just one innovation here, but closer to 10. We have things such as suites that are right behind home plate, closest in baseball history. There's $6 a ticket on the lawn back here.
You're out here watching professionals.
Absolutely.
You are, for just a fraction of the price.
We have a total of 4,000 people, only 2,000 in the grandstand, and 2,000 in the picnic areas and lawn area. But you could bring Bill Gates here to any one of a number of our areas and he would say, wow, this is cool.
So this is great. Look how close you can get up to the players, cheer them on. So they've got these awesome themed nights, like tonight is zombie night. And if you didn't come prepared, they've got zombie face painting going on. So yes, microbrews and craft beers are all the rage, but here they even have craft vodkas. And hey, how about this? They even have a kid zone with a mini baseball diamond out there. What's great is this picnic area is right up close to the field. There's not a bad seat in the house. You can bring your blanket and chill out on the hill. Now this is the way to watch the game. I'm in the cabana suite. We've got the fans going up close to the field. So this is a bar with a great vibe. It's called the AAA Clubhouse. They've got the open walls, and it's another great place if you want to grab a drink during the game. So there you have it, more summertime fun in Macomb County. Burgers, beer, and baseball. Now I'm going to get back to the game. Bikes and beer? Oh yeah. Throw in a little bit of history and you've got the Motor City Bike and Brew Tour. Let's go.
A reason why I started here, besides the gorgeous parking lot that we're all in, is the fact that Traffic Jam and Snug and Motor City Brewing Works, at least in the Detroit area, were the first of the small breweries that came back as the craft beer boom started really in this area in the 90s.
They like seeing us out there enjoying the city, so make sure that you let them know that we appreciate them allowing us to share the road with them as well.
Hi Steve, so I'm excited to go on this bike tour today. We're going to learn a bit of brewing history.
And we're going to learn about the post-prohibition brewing history in Detroit here. And today we're in front of Motor City Brewing Works and Traffic Jam and Snug Restaurant, and we're about to leave and go on our route that loops around downtown Detroit.
I'm ready. Let's roll. Woo-hoo. So we're starting off on Canfield, just pulling out of the parking lot, Traffic Jam and Snug. Now, what you were explaining, the difference between they were a microbrewery as opposed to an official brewery?
Opposed to a brew pub. So in the state of Michigan, you're going to have two main tiers, which is the microbrewery and brewery versus a brew pub. And a brew pub is what Traffic Jam and Snug is. And what they do is they have a liquor license and they're only allowed to produce beer on site and sell it on site. They're not allowed to sell beer through a distributor. In the case of Motor City Brewing Works across the street here, they're a brewery and they can sell beer on site and also sell beer through a distributor and get bottled products out in stores. But as the industry continues to grow, you continue to have more breweries pop up because the consumer is looking for more bottled product for retail. Right where that park is, once stood the Zenda Brewing Company. Zenda Brewing Company was one of 4 Polish breweries that existed in the Hamtramck, edge of Detroit area here. So Hamtramck kind of came up over to here at one point, right?
How experienced of a rider do you recommend you be to come on this tour?
We really designed it for all skill levels. So the idea was we would create a simple 10-mile loop that really anyone, any average adult could bike ride. We wanted to have average folks that maybe don't normally get out and do this pothole have a chance to bike here. All right, keep going, keep going. The first building to my left here, where it says Metro Cold Storage, was at one point the Detroit Brewing Company. And they were in business from 1886 to 1948. And they were originally called the Continental Brewery. And eventually they relocated themselves back over here into Eastern Market and formed the name Detroit Brewing Company. So a lot of people don't realize that this Stroh's ice cream plant once was the Global Brewing Company, which was considered the second largest competitor, or the competitor that actually scared Stroh's in Detroit. And in 1985, across the street there, they finally closed the Stroh's plant. And they were still in business for another 14 years, but they weren't brewing any beer in Detroit at that point.
And what's nice too, the price of admission includes lunch and a beer.
So like our bus tours, we try to make the whole thing all-inclusive so that you can just come out and enjoy the day with us. We don't want you to have to worry about who pays the tab or who tips this guy. We really want to be like, we took care of everything for you.
Come
out and enjoy
have
your
fun
day.
and relax.
So in the bus tours, it's the same concept. You get on the bus, we go to 3 breweries in 5 hours. You do 3 tours, you have 3 beer tasting sessions, and everything's taken care of for you.
Now we're heading into the Elmwood Cemetery.
And we're gonna go by some grave sites of some former brewers, some famous brewers in the Detroit area here. August Goebel, the founder of Goebel Brewing Company, was born in 1839 and died in 1905. Bernard Stroh Sr. is who founded the Stroh's Brewing Company. And he's buried with his wife at the next stop we're gonna go to, and the majority of his family.
This part of the tour alone, it's gorgeous, this little gem that you take us through.
I would say that 90% of the people we've had come on the tours have never been in here, didn't know it really existed, and have told us that they really enjoy this piece of it. Stroh's River Place was formerly the home of Park Davis and Company, and it dates back actually to the early 20th century. Brought back to all their glory. That's a big plane. Let me tell you, this is an exclusive tour today.
We arranged that.
Yeah,
We, didn't know,
we arranged that. That was all part of the shoot. So they opened this 1.3-mile stretch in It's not that hard to bike through the center of Detroit. You getting hungry?
I'm thirsty.
You're thirsty?
I'm really thirsty.
So here we're at Grand Trunk Pub, and this is where our lunch stop is for the Motor City Bike and Brew Tours. And we have sandwiches, and we have a round of beer set up for everybody. That's with our bike tour, and we kind of got our own section in the back. So.
Very cool. And all included in the price of the bike tour.
Exactly. So we try to make it all inclusive and make it simple for the riders. Oh, I wish I had my hat on. Oh, my makeup. So a big reason we chose Grand Trunk Pub here is their selection of all Michigan taps. At any time they have around 14 or 15 Michigan taps, give or take stuff being out. And it's a constant rotating tap list. So kind of as the seasons change, all these breweries kind of switch out into different beers. And then at the end, everybody will get a voucher, and they use that voucher over at Traffic Jam and Snows Restaurant, and they can get around there too.
Oh, wow.
So all that's included in your ticket.
Very cool.
Here's the beer in your bucket.
He's taking us to some really neat places, don't you think?
Absolutely. It's nice to see the way they're cleaning the city up.
We've learned a lot about Detroit that we haven't learned before, and seen a lot of the parts of the city that we haven't seen before. And I've never been through Detroit really by bike, so it's interesting to see.
It's great. We're having a wonderful time.
Yes, it's fantastic. We love being able to come down and learn new things about the city, and this has been just more than we even expected.
Our first time being down on the riverfront and everything, so wanted to check it out.
Yeah, well, I'm glad he's showing off the best of the city and how it's biker friendly.
How about cheers?
So I'd like to thank everybody for coming today. This concludes the Motor City Bike and Brew Tour. I'm glad you guys could all come out here. Now I'm gonna give you guys all a voucher, and you guys can all head into Traffic Jam, have a round, we'll all celebrate, relax a bit. But please feel free to jump between the two places and enjoy these two great breweries.
Well, thanks,
So thanks for coming.
I had a lot of fun. You've turned me on to biking and brewing as well. Did you guys all have fun? Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Thank you. There are plenty of things to see and do in Metro Detroit, and our calendar of events is up next to point you in the right direction. Be entertained at the Pop Culture Motor City Comic Con. Then laugh the night away with Steve Martin and Martin Short. Eastern Market Flower Day is a must-see premier spring event. Then indulge your palate at the Wines of the Thumb Taste Fest. Get your groove on with the world-renowned Movement. Then head to America's greatest history attraction for a Civil War remembrance. The Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix presented by Lear roars into town. And Friday Night Live serves up original scores, jazz, and more. To learn of any changes, log on to visitdetroit.com or call 1-800-DETROIT. What a picturesque setting for a car show. We are taking a stroll down Easy Street and a trip down memory lane for Greenfield Village's annual Motor Muster. Love this car hop service. Some of the car owners have went to great lengths to really recreate the times. Look, they've got race cars too. So Jim, Greenfield Village Motor Muster, tell me about the event.
Well, this is actually the sister show to the Old Car Festival, which we've been doing here for over 60 years. And this show features cars from 1933 to 1976, and it's really fun because we can show the transition of the automobile from sort of the horse and buggy looking thing up to essentially the modern cars that we know today. And it's fun that we include the 70s because cars like Gremlins and Pacers and Pintos, which people have saved and preserved, are all here today.
Well, you don't typically see those at car shows.
It's becoming more popular because they're quirky and becoming a little more, fashionable to do. You're going to see things that would have belonged to fairly wealthy people, classics, if you will. But you also see a lot of plain four-door sedans, family station wagons, pickup trucks, all kinds of things that people have saved and preserved over the years.
So about how many cars are here?
We have approximately 750 vehicles total, including motor scooters, bicycles, motorcycles, and four-wheel vehicles.
And so it's not just cars.
Right, and we include commercial vehicles, which are very interesting through the period that we represent, and a huge selection of World War II era vehicles. We've hooked up with a group of very enthusiastic military reenactors that find these vehicles, restore them, and we have an amazing selection of stuff out here today.
So what kind of events go on at the car show?
Well, the big thing is what we call our passenger view, where the cars are paraded by historians who talk about them, but we have presentations throughout the day.
So the passenger view is like a parade, all day long parade,
yes,
if I'm understanding right?
We have a reviewing stand, and we have automobile historians that specialize in certain eras, and each car, sometimes in groups, are brought up in front of the stand, and people can hear them run and hear about their significance.
Now, do the cars ever drive around the village?
We have a cruise this evening where they're allowed to do some free driving from 7 to 9 p.m., but they do move around quite a bit as we pull different vehicles out for the passenger view presentations that we do throughout the day.
And so does this event typically always take place Father's Day weekend?
It is. That's a weekend we've been doing for nearly 20 years now, and it's a great fit for us, a great thing to do on Father's Day.
A great fit to bring your dad here for Father's Day.
This is a great multi-generational event because the way the cars are displayed, we've got grandfathers, even great-grandfathers, talking about cars they knew and cars they wanted to have and cars they did have, and everyone is able to relate to it because they can see the things right in front of them.
Well, I can't wait to go take a look around. I'm going to look for some of those quirky cars you told me about.
There's tons to see. It's amazing stuff.
Well, thank you so much,
Jim.
Looks like City Car was leading the way. This is a 1975 electric car. I could really use a Verner's right now. We've got a Detroit original behind me. It's a 1947 Chevy Verner's truck. So you have a Gremlin, and one of the more unusual cars that people have hung on to. Tell me a little bit about your car.
Well, you used a pretty good word, hung on to. Maybe one of the most interesting stories of this car is the fact that I am the original owner of the car.
Really?
I received it as a graduation gift in May of 1973 when I graduated from high school. The color, the paint, the stripes, everything is factory correct the way it should be, including the motor and everything else.
Oh, you've got an old 8-track in there.
Yes, the radio is period correct with 8-track tapes.
Well, thanks for talking to me.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your day, enjoy your car.
Thank you.
This is a pretty unique bike. This is the 1949 Whizzer, and it's one of the first motorized bicycles. This is a 58 Mercury Park Lane, and they used to call this a boat, and I can see why, because it just keeps going and going. I mean, would you look at how huge the trunk is on this thing? So this is a 51?
51, yes.
51. Now, I tell you the truth, I've never heard of this car. Tell me a little bit about it. Good gas mileage at the time?
Yes, it's got a 4-cylinder engine. It's 26 horsepower.
Can I take a quick peek inside? Oh, so it has a back seat?
Oh, yes, the back seat folds down and there's room for like your trunk.
Yeah.
Now, he made station wagons, pickup trucks, motorcycles. He made stuff during the war, too.
This is an American car, Crosley.
Yes.
Don't see too many of these around. Pretty unique car to see.
Yes, they are.
Another great thing about Motor Muster is that all the old historical buildings are open, including places to get frozen custard. Yummy. So remember, every Father's Day weekend at Greenfield Village is the annual Motor Muster. It's a great tradition to start with Dad, or just a fun way to get out and enjoy America's greatest history attraction. Well, that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Veronica Vance. And remember, if you would like more information on any of the places we visited, log on to visitdetroit.com. So until I see you next time, go out and explore on your own and discover the D. To learn about discounts and special offers for featured attractions, plus how to get copies of Visit Detroit magazine, click on visitdetroit.com. Hang on, I gotta figure out how to turn it. Always something happening here. You never know what. Hang on. Oh, how's that? Is that better? Keep watching it. Thank you.
Does that happen often?
No, never.
What I want to do, even to get more direct.